KenLitty, welcome to the show.
Welcome, man. I'm glad to be here, man.
Hey, glad to have you. So, for anybody who doesn't know the type of content that you put out, do you want to give a little rundown on that?
I show guys the correct way to move. I would say in life in general, because a lot of the things that I do talk about are applicable to any area of life that you could apply it to. But I would say a majority of it comes down to dating and understanding women and how to move properly with women and things of that nature. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how does valuing yourself affect your relationships with women, whether it's your girlfriend or not even that far, you're just meeting a girl or you're even friends with her? Yeah, what's the importance of being able to value yourself?
Bro, it's literally everything, bro. Valuing yourself is literally everything. And it's like I get a lot of kind of comments and things around like, oh, you shouldn't be doing all these things for women. It's like women are a byproduct of it. You know what I mean? Loving yourself, appreciating yourself, and valuing yourself first before anything, it's just naturally gonna flow into your relationships. And it with from my experience, it makes the world of difference, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of the things that we feel like is going against our natural way of doing to get the desired outcomes, like you're gonna get your desired outcomes doing what you think won't get you the desired outcomes, if that makes sense when it comes to women.
Hmm.
You think doing these things that are just natural to you, treating her like this or whatever, you think that's what's gonna make her like you, but it's literally making her not like you. You know what I'm saying? Than if you were to do the opposite.
People might think, oh, well, you're talking about treating her nice and giving her flowers, and then the opposite meaning treating her like garbage and physical abuse. No, 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 no,
Fuck
no,
no.
no, no, not like that. There's a huge degree of valuing yourself within. Oh, let's say you just like the guys who just meet a girl, they're going on the first date and they bring flowers and they put in all this effort, all this effort. It's it's not worth it because this is a first date, and I've moved away from the trying to impress someone and then really have just moved into I'm gonna bring myself. They're gonna hopefully bring themselves, and it will
Hmm.
either work out or it won't. I'm not gonna
Or
go
it
through all
doesn't.
this extra effort.
Exactly, bro. Precisely. And it's like you got to ask yourself too, what are you doing all that for in the first place? You know what I mean? If this is the first time you're meeting someone, you don't know them. You're going out of your way to buy flowers, to get like you're doing all of these antics to impress this girl, and you don't even know if she's a girl worthy for you. But the people that are doing these things, anybody is worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They'll take anything. Yeah, I don't know her, but I want her. How does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so it just comes down to a lack of self-love, bro. You don't
right.
value yourself that much that you're willing to take whatever you can get, you know? And that energy is so off-putting to women, as it should be. I feel like a lot of guys just don't get it.
This might be a hot take, but this is how it goes for me. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope when I say this, people don't like say like, "Oh, Brad's cocky." That's not my point of this. This is just trying to. This is telling you what has worked for me and what will hopefully work for you too. Now, I haven't gotten a crush on a girl in years by now, a few years,
Okay.
right? What has happened for me is a girl likes me first. I'm like, okay, she likes me, whatever. Yeah, yeah, sure, I'll hang out with you. We can go out. I'll see, your personality, whatever, right?
Oh.
And then it either goes further, and then I start to like her, or I don't, right? But my thing is, the girl likes me first, and then either works out or doesn't. This doesn't mean that if you like a girl first, it can never work out. But it's never me. I really like this girl. I don't even really know her well, but I think she's physically attractive, and maybe I heard the way she talks and I like her voice or something. And it's me talking to her and jumping through all these hoops. I have to say this right and do this right so she likes me, and this and that and this and that. And to backtrack a little bit, my point of girl like me first. There's nothing wrong if you like a girl first and putting in the initiative to go and talk to her like that. That's absolutely incredible. My experience, it's been they like me first, and then it either works out or it doesn't. But I'm curious to hear your take on that.
First things first, bro. I'll say you're a don, bro. You're a don for that. Like, I'm I kind of have to fight myself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, cause I know the correct way to move now. I didn't always have the knowledge that I have. But bro, I think most people don't move the way that you move, and I think the way that you move is the correct way to move. You know what I mean? I'm never having a crush on a girl ever. Is like I feel like that's kind of strange, but I would say that's the better way to be. If I could choose, I would personally rather be like that. But I would say that's just not my experience naturally. Like I'll see a
Right.
girl, or they'll be like they could be a girl anywhere, bro. It could be like I could be at work and this girl, she just got good energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know her for real, but based off her exterior, she looks good. The way she carries herself, the way she walks, she talks, good energy, good vibe type of stuff, right? I would be like, yo, she cool. I would like to like, you know what I'm saying, talk to her. But the thing is, I'm not gonna take that step unless I get some sort of signals that she likes me. You know what I'm saying? Personally, because I'm not gonna put myself in that. I don't want to say the word, but beta male position. I don't want to put myself in that
Hmm.
position. She's not worried about me at all. Because when a girl is into you, when a girl finds you attractive, you're gonna know. You're gonna know it. If you're kind of well versed, you know what I'm saying, and dating and things like that. Because before, when I didn't have the knowledge, I would get girls looking at me, choosing on me crazy, and I would just think, oh, she's just looking. Maybe she's just, you know what I'm saying. I would make up these things in my head because I was so insecure. So I didn't
Yeah.
think that these girls actually liked me. But then years later, you find out, oh yeah, they really wanted me, right? But if you do some level of research or like looking into these type of things, you're gonna know when a girl is attracted or interested. For me to go and try to talk her up or try to get to know her on that romantic level, and she's giving me no signs that she's interested, I'm automatically beneath her, bro. I'm automatically in like this please mess with me position, which I would never put myself in. You feel me?
Well, those are all really good points. And to chime on the point on the crush aspect, maybe I worded it a little bit wrong, but when you explain, feeling the energy and be like, oh, she's a cool person, like I get that. I still feel that. I think my whole point on the crush thing was like it's the way I think the way you look at it too. Like I'm never head over heels for this girl. I need this girl because she has good energy. It's taking it not one step further,
Mm.
if you know what I'm saying.
As far as crushes
Just
go, you're not building this relationship in your head and like planning. Yeah,
right.
you're not thinking about stuff like that. All right, but you do
Right.
find them attractive, and you be like, hey, she might be cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
100%.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
A few years ago, I didn't have the confidence to talk to a girl. Not even in like a romantic manner. Just like have any conversation with a girl. It's like that absolutely terrified me. I remember my freshman year of high school. This is the last time I had a real crush on a girl. I had a huge crush on this girl because I thought she was physically attractive, and I guess like I saw her around and whatever. I thought she was
Mm,
cute, but I never went up and talked to her, not once. But I had this huge crush on this girl. But like, to your point before, I didn't even know who she was. So how do I really know I have a crush on her? And at that point in my life, I wasn't secure in myself. I wasn't on my path to following my goals and doing what I wanted to do with my life. I was cognizant of that. I think the reason as to why I wasn't able to talk to her is because it was a social anxiety thing. And it wasn't just with girls, it was just with meeting people in general. Because, I used to suffer from depression and all that, whatever. I think it's worth understanding that if you are in that position right now, there's nothing wrong with you. I want to say it's natural, but from your past experiences or the way you grew up, it's influenced you to act that way or not be able to go up to someone. But the important thing is to understand it and then work to change it. Because, I think with the whole, let's say, just approaching girls aspect, it comes down to a lot of things, other areas of life that I realized life isn't that serious. So it's like we're all so afraid of we see a girl that we think is cute and we're like, oh, I don't know if I should go up to her, she won't like me, there's no point in having the conversation, whatever, we make up all these excuses.
mm,
But what you have to realize is she's a human being just like you are. You think
mm,
she's cute, go up and talk to her, and then to build on the first date aspect, but of course this is before that. If you have a conversation with her and she doesn't want to talk to you, okay, you know, rejection isn't necessarily a bad thing. You could have
Mhm.
been a weirdo and something was wrong with you, but I think a lot of the time it's just you guys, you know, you have different interests, and
Yeah.
that's completely fine. Or it does work out, and it's like, you know, you have to go with the mindset of life isn't that serious. You know, maybe I talk to this girl and she'll be my girlfriend
Mhm.
one day. Maybe not, but you know, who knows? But instead, you decided to sit in your head and not even try. I remember, this was earlier in my high school days,
Talk to me.
when so I was in the mall with a few of my buddies, and you know, at that point, I was like, you know, let me just go up to this girl. I think she's cute, and she was in a group of
Mm.
girls, and I started talking to
Oh,
her,
you went by yourself?
and my friend was like talking to someone else. So first my friend was talking to a different girl, and then it kind of inspired me to go up and talk to someone
Okay,
else.
okay.
So that's
Wait,
how
wait,
that
but
situation went.
was he talking to one of the girls in the group, or you went to by yourself to a group of girls at the moment?
No, so he was it was a big group. He was on like all the
Okay,
way on the right side, and then I was just walking with him, and then I was like, oh, I just made a split second decision to go talk, just whichever one I
okay,
guess my mind picked
right,
up
right,
on being the
okay.
most physically attractive. I started a conversation with. Anyway, started the conversation with her, and this girl so obviously didn't want to talk to me. Like she was just trying to look
Mm.
away, feet pointed away, and so
Mm.
you know, in that
Not the
moment, you
feet
know.
pointed. Her feet
and
pointed away.
so and so
Bro,
in
get the
that
body
moment,
now, body language now.
I didn't I didn't, you know, keep trying to talk to her. I literally just I looked at her and I said, "All right, you obviously don't want to talk to me." And then I walked away. When I tried to talk to her and she wasn't receptive, you know, it was like, "Okay, this is weird, whatever." But then, you know, it was like, "Okay, well, you don't want to talk to me? All right, that's fine." You know, and there's I think there's two ways to look at this. There's I think what I probably had done at a point in my life, and what I think a lot of guys probably do, is like if a girl rejects you in any sort of manner, it's kind of like, oh, there's something wrong with her. Like she doesn't like me. Are you serious? Like it's not that deep. It's like she doesn't like you.
Really?
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I personally have never felt that way, but I do. I think I have seen people act in that manner.
Yeah.
Um, for me, especially in like high school during like that time, I would think there's something wrong with me. I would think there's nothing
Mm,
wrong with her. I would think what's wrong with me. Like it was so bad, bro. Like I was so insecure, bro. I had, man, it was a rough time, bro. But those type of rejections would make up my entire self-worth. Like whatever this girl thinks about me, I would make my entire like identity. But I would also say that kind of helped me at the same time because even me now, bro, with all the gaming and stuff that I have now, I can still get rejected, bro. You know what I mean? But I think if the collective, like you kind of got to look at numbers. You know what I mean? If you talk to 20 girls and like 10 of them didn't like you, 10 of them liked you, 10 of them didn't. Don't I'm not taking any kind of rejection like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's something wrong with me. But if I talk to 150 girls and they all sit and they're all not receptive, you know what I mean? I'm looking inside, okay, what am I doing? You know what I mean? What am I doing
right.
wrong? You'll have these people, I get especially on like TikTok, bro. Oh, these TikTok people on TikTok comments are the worst. Yo, if people would say, "Oh, she just wasn't the right one," bro. 100. If you look at your numbers, bro, none of these girls were receptive. You got to look inside. Like, okay, what do girls like? What am I doing that is not attractive? Because you can just be doing something that is just literally not attractive, bro. You know what I mean? Across the board. Now, if you do some reflection, what I would say is never change for a girl. But if you do some reflection, look within yourself and think, what would make me better? You know what I'm saying? You do those things that you think would make you better, you think would make you more attractive to yourself. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get you better results with women. Something that I was told when I was younger was like, oh, we don't dress for ourselves. If we're gonna get fly, obviously we're doing it for women. You know what I mean? And I kind of I thought that was true because I did want girls, but then the older I get and stuff, I don't wear what I think girls are gonna find, me sexy and or whatever I put on, and I look in the mirror and I'll be like, yo, I look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really him. That is what I'm gonna wear. You know what I mean? And when I feel comfortable in myself, girls flock, bro. They start flocking and they find me attractive. Or 9 times out of 10, if I find it attractive on myself, other women find it attractive. You feel me? And then I go and look back at what I used to wear, or I go back and look at what I used to do. I cringe, and it has nothing to do with women. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really like a kind of like a continuous evolving thing, but you got to look inside yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would say.
Well, I really like the way you explained it because I really do believe it all comes down to you. I mean, it doesn't even have to go to the extent of romantic relationships, just friendships and any type of relationship with anyone. If you don't have the confidence within yourself to believe that you look good enough, and because I used to be insecure about every insecurity in the book I think I've had at one point. I went to the extent of I was insecure about how I walked. I was like, I feel like people might be looking at me weird because I'm walking weird or something. There was no evidence to support that, but that's what I believed about myself.
You think
And
you just looked at yourself and you thought you walked weird. No
right.
one said anything
So
about your walk.
right, I would just
Okay.
walk and I'd be like, I feel like there's something wrong with the way I'm walking. I feel weird, whatever. I wasn't confident in my step and my physical appearance and any of that. So I came to that conclusion within myself, and I believe that about myself. But of course, there was no outward validation at all to support that claim. But I think that's a lot of what insecurity stems from in all different aspects. Is there's not really any evidence for why you should think that. It's just you kind of do believe it, and most of it is from past experiences. I mean, I use the classic example of like if you start to get into your teenage years and you're in your 20s, even your 30s, and you never believe that you're good enough. It's not like everything went good in life and then one day your mind was just like, yeah, we're not good enough. It's like this
Right.
most likely came from someone else, whether it was your parents, whether it was your teachers in school when you were younger, whether it was your friends, whether it was your girlfriend, whatever. And so, when when we're younger, our brain is in this different brain state of more conditioning than it is really consciousness. And so we're kind
Hmm.
of just downloading people's claims about us and stuff. So it's like a lot of people, for example, don't believe they're good enough. Let's say they're in their 20s and they don't know why, right? But if you
Hmm.
and you might not be able to find it, but most likely if you look back at your childhood and you look at the way your parents raised you and all that, you can find the reasons as to why you have these insecurities about yourself. So I did a ton of that
Hmm.
and I was able to do the introspection and look at, all right, why do I feel this way? And then once you're really aware of it and why you feel that way, then you can work to change it. But I think it all definitely comes down to awareness to begin.
If you want to find that true confidence, just confidence in yourself, you need to have points on the board, what they call it. Like you said, one bad experience isn't going to make up your entire self image. It came from multiple experiences, kind of pointing at this direction. I'm not this guy. I'm not him. I'm not good enough. Like you have multiple different things backing it up. Now, what you need to do is, I think for me, in a third dimensional way, you just need to get points on the board positive that point to the sign that says you're that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be going to the gym. You can look at yourself in the mirror and you walk outside, because especially in America, it's getting bad, bro. I'll say the obesity rate is skyrocketing. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Not to be saying disrespectful to anybody, but a lot of people are out of shape. So that in itself is gonna put you in a very small percent, you know what I mean,
Right.
of people. So that's an arrow pointing at you're that guy. You are better than, and it's kind of we can get spiritual about it, because nobody is really better than anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in the third dimensional realm, we can say I'm better than these guys out here. Look at me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, and this, and this. You have multiple points on the board that you have worked to gain. You know what I mean? That
Hmm.
separate yourself from the group. That's when you walk high and tall, because you know you're that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now, in the spiritual aspect, you're not really that guy. I'm really nothing, bro. And only thing everything that I have, or everything that I ever get that may be positive, or this ego is gonna think you're the shit, was all gifts. I didn't earn it myself. It was given to me. Anything that my ego thinks it worked hard for, I didn't really earn and deserve. It was given to me because the universe or the Most High can easily show you it can be taken away at any second. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So even with like my actions, right? For so long too, bro. I was super proud, you know what I mean, of the physique that I had built, about all the back when I was living up north in Connecticut in the cold. I remember it was snowing, freezing. I didn't care. I was going to the gym. You know what I mean? I had no car. I was walking on the feet, it's freezing. I didn't care. I had that, you know what I'm saying, in my head. This is what I gotta do. What was getting me there? This got me there. And I know that any thoughts that I have or any kind of conclusions I come to are gifts. People might disagree, but we're not in control of the things that make sense to us. You know what I'm saying? Or we're not in control of the things that inspire us to do things. We just are.
right.
You know what I mean? I could take the same information, and you probably have as well. I remember back when I was down bad and getting made fun of all the time. I had no confidence, super insecure, right? I was given this information, whether it be from a YouTube video, whether it be from an elder, whether it be from a friend or something. They tell me something and it makes sense. Like, yo, you should start hey, you want the jump, or hey, you want to be a better person, hey, you want to be more confident, start doing these things, build an aesthetic body, all these things, right? I got the information and it inspired me and it lit a fire in my heart, bro. I'm not going to take responsibility for this valuable information making sense and lighting a fire in my heart. You know what I mean? Because that same information you could give to your best friend that you think will help him, and it goes in one ear and out the other. So I know that everything that I had done, which was based off of inspiration, was based off of, you know what I'm saying, things making sense to me. That's what got me there. And that was a gift. Because I could have been just like the next man. It went in one ear and out the other, and I'm still doing the same things, and I'm still stuck in the same place. So I always pray, and I thank the Most High, bro, and I thank the universe for blessing me, because all of these things are blessings. With you getting inspired with this podcast, and it's gonna be a big podcast one day, bro. Like, it's gonna be super big, bro. The things that led you to this point and the things that are going to lead you there was not something that you kind of cooked up in your own heart to say, oh, I'm gonna make myself inspired to want to do this. You just were. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's very easy for people to get egotistical, or even take the things that I say to think that I'm egotistical. I know I am nothing, bro, and everything is gifts. I don't deserve none of this. There's nothing I deserve. You know what I mean? Most High just chose me to have certain things, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but I'm thankful and I'm grateful.
I think gratitude is a huge part of everything, and I love the way you explained everything. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that came to my mind. I'll see if I can capture all the thoughts that I was thinking. You were talking about just you developing your physique, for example. I mean, people respect naturally, I think, people that are, in shape. This guy's disciplined in the gym. Well, he's probably also disciplined in his business or his job or his work or the school or whatever it is, right? And that's not always the case. Like, some guys are really fit, but they, aren't excelling in any other areas of life. I mean, I know a few people in my
Mm-hmm.
personal life that, have been like that. But generally speaking, I mean, it's like when you work out, for example, when you have a nice body, it shows people that you at least have some sort of discipline. You're doing at least something for yourself. Compared to, like, if you're in business, for example, and you're walking into the office and you're in your suit and you look good and you look fit, whereas you're walking into your business and you're very overweight, it's like naturally people are going to respect you more than the guy who's overweight. And that's not saying that the overweight guy isn't worth anything, or it's not saying any of that. It's just,
Right.
you have a little bit more discipline than this guy does in that area of
In
life, at
that
least.
area, because some people could care less. You know,
Right. Right.
maybe they work hard in a different field that they actually do care about. You know, but
Yeah.
it at least shows, just off the initial look, this guy is not afraid to work hard as hell.
Yeah.
This
Right.
guy will work. You know what I'm saying? So it even, like, when getting hired, let's say a lot of people who are fit or like more attractive will get hired over the next person who's not, because it shows some level of laziness.
Conclusions that I've drawn, it's important to work in, all these different areas, not only on if you're in business and that, but also in your health and all this stuff. Because I think what makes up a fulfilling life is having, I don't want to say all these stats in your life equal, but they're all worked on. It's not like you've made $10 million, but your health is, down the drain, and it's like that. Because I mean, how many people make millions of dollars a year, but they're not happy because their physique is horrible and their health is just trash, right? Overall, and it's like, what is making $10 million a year worth if you're probably gonna die in 5 years because you don't take care of yourself? It's like there's a balance to everything in life, and also if you're really fit, but you don't work at all and making any income so that you can survive, that's there's an issue with that too, right? So my point is there's a balance with everything. I really like your point that you made about us not really choosing, what inspires us and overall our beliefs and stuff too. Because it's like you said, like the same information can be given to me and someone else, and it really resonates with me, but to them, it's just like they're like, what? And so it's just, the universe, God, whatever you believe, seems to just you've been chosen to be given the information that you have. It's like I was depressed for a long time. And I think what sparked me to be able to help myself is a few YouTube videos that I just somehow stumbled upon. It's like all I did was watch on YouTube was video games, right? I was a big gamer. That's all I did with my life. And so I was just scrolling on YouTube watching people play video games. And then for some reason, some guy's video came into my feed about self-improvement, and I clicked on the video and I started watching it, and then I started to look at my life and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I should, my life kind of sucks, so maybe I should try some of this stuff. It's like I didn't choose that. It just kind of happened.
But you know what the next man could have did? Clicked right off the video, like, what? I'm not trying to hear that. Where the game in that?
Right. That's a really good point too. Yeah. And it's like that, but for me personally, that shifted a spark in my mind that shifted my mindset a little bit and said, all right, maybe I should try some of this stuff. And then ever since then, it's everything has gone up. Of course, I have struggles in my life and I'm not a perfect human being and I never will be. But since that moment, everything has gotten better. And I decided to work on myself, and I decided to change my mindset around and everything. But yeah, that is a really interesting point about, how someone else could see that and then just click off of it and be like, no, I don't want to hear this. Because I think a lot of people are like that, right? I mean, it's like I put out content that's self-improvement related, and some people watch it and are like, yeah, facts, bro, or explain, they have their own explanation for what I'm saying, or they're like, yeah, it made me think of this and this is the way I think about it. It's like awesome. And then there's people who are just like, bro, what are you talking about? And it's like, to me, what I'm saying makes sense, and to a lot of people it does, but to some other people it doesn't. And we can come up with all these different reasons of like, oh, maybe that person's just insecure about themselves. But maybe it's something else. I mean, we never really know what's going on in somebody else's mind. I only have my experiences. I only have my brain and the way it works. Like we can sit here and connect on as many topics and relate on so much stuff that we agree upon, but I will still never get a grasp into exactly how you think and exactly. And then there's so many intricacies to every single human being that, and it's a weird thing to think about. And I think about it in like romantic relationships, for example. It's like you'll never know exactly how someone feels about you or every thought that they have about you. Because like, for example, it's like, this is with anyone, but like just taking a romantic relationship for an example, for every, let's say, 100 thoughts that I have about a girl that I'm in a relationship with, it's like maybe I'll say like 5 of those. Not because some of them are super negative or some of them I just don't want to say. It's not. It's just like
just naturally.
I have thoughts and they just you just don't express them. But it's like those thoughts are there, and then there's also the aspect of like, are those thoughts that you didn't express really how you feel, and it's different than what you express. And there's so many deep ways and confusing ways to look at it. But I think the broad thing is, it's just you just won't be able to express all that, and neither will they about you. And you'll just never know all of the intricacies of what's going on in someone's mind. And this can,
or even your own.
Yeah, that too.
Because it's so complex.
Yeah, it's.
I watched the video. I watched one of your videos where you kind of really you really broke it down. Like I definitely agree for sure. And it's like it's almost like why. I don't want to say why care, but I say just live, bro. I feel like
Yeah.
just live, man. Like, bro, we not. There's so many things we're not gonna know about a lot of things way deeper than these females. You know what I'm saying? And it does freak me out sometimes, but then I kind of come back to like, bro, let me chill. Like, bro, I'm never gonna know, bro. We're never gonna know, and maybe that's like maybe that's some form of beauty that the Most High crafted this dimension that we're in to be like we're literally not supposed to know. Or I don't know. I recently got into Rick and Morty, bro, and
Oh.
I was sleeping. Everyone's saying Rick and Morty. I was never like a TV like, bro. I used to
Uh-huh.
like on some ego stuff. I would look down on people who watch TV, people who watch sports, bro.
Hmm.
All different type of stuff. So I was just, bro, you watching cartoons, bro? I'm about to go do something productive, bro. I'm about to go. All right.
Right.
Recently got into it, bro. Fire show, fire show. But to connect it to what we're talking about, bro, there's like a few scenes throughout the show where like people just see something. Or I think there was this one episode where it just tells you the truth or it shows you the truth, and like you can't go on if you see it. Like you have to literally have your memory zapped to be able to function in this reality. Like maybe we're literally not supposed to know in order to maintain our sanity, in order to maintain the ability to enjoy this gift called life. We shouldn't be stressing too much, bro. Just live and enjoy, bro. While we're here, we're not here for that long. Let's just enjoy it while we're here, and then skate and go back to the void or go wherever we go. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm gonna have fun while I'm here.
Yeah, life can get really deep. You know, I love diving into the philosophies and what could happen and this and that, but also at the end of the day, it's not that serious. A gift that we don't know everything. Like I think that's true because I mean, take it like imagine we did know everything and this is what happens after you die. This is all the perfections of life, and this is all the information that's ever been in this reality, and you now know it. You know, it would be like, well, what is the purpose of us living anymore? Because a lot of what I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. It's like most of our life consists of like I think fundamentally everybody's human drive is like to figure out what success means to them and what the purpose of life is and what you should do to be happy or whatever, be fulfilled, whatever it is. It's like everybody is chasing this, right? And you could say it's good or it's bad or it's in the middle, but at the end of the day, this is what we're all doing. So if we weren't doing that, then what would we be doing? And when you say, what would we be doing instead? Like, I don't even have an idea in my mind of what that would be because this is just what we're doing. We're here. We're all alive trying to figure out life. And if we weren't trying to figure out life, what would we be doing? Maybe we'd just be enjoying ourselves and doing pleasurable things. Or maybe we'd be doing something else. But I have no idea.
At some level, we'd be robots.
Yeah.
Like if the information was like here, this is it. This is the key to life. This is what happens after you die. This is the purpose of your life. All that stuff. Everything was just here it is. You would literally just live your life, the rest of your life, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Oh, heaven and hell, then. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But if we knew for a fact, like no, like it is not debatable. We literally know for a fact. It's not questionable. This is how we get into heaven. This is how we get into hell. You will go to either one if you don't do this, and this. Everyone's gonna make sure that they don't go to hell, bro. Like
Right.
there's not gonna be a single soul that consciously says, yeah, I think hell sounds better. You know what I mean? Unless there's like some type of like we could say someone who's like mentally ill, right? Or they like that
Mm-hmm.
literally sounds more fun to them or something. But
Yeah.
you're gonna live your life literally, okay, I have to do this, and this. And that's it. Oh, I want to go do this, but I can't because hell for the rest of eternity is not worth it. You know what I mean? So I think that all could be a part of it. But like we're not supposed to have a blueprint, bro. It would
Yeah.
rob us of the entire experience. You know what I mean? That might be another gem to how you should probably live in your life. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about Christianity for real. I want to talk about. I don't want to. You know what I mean? But let's. It's belief based, right? They say it's not works based. So you could be a horrible person and do a whole bunch of horrible things. You just have to believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for you. You know what I mean? And you have to believe that you are saved through him. And kind of like going back to what I said earlier about us not being able to choose pretty much our beliefs. You know what I mean? We don't, they're not something that we consciously like cook up. Information goes in, it processes, it either stays or it gets withdrawn. You know what I mean? That processing is not something that we are responsible for. You know what I'm saying? Like the same scenario. Information that was given to you that you think is the correct way to move and live your life and be more trying to better yourself and things of that nature made sense to you, and it stayed here and it lit a fire in there. You weren't in there, oh, I need to make sure this clicks with me because if it doesn't, I'm going to stay fat. No, it just clicked with you and you started moving better. You started moving healthier. You started doing other things. If someone hears a story of, or reads the Bible or gets told these different things, and the same things that you were told that got you to believe in the Bible and to be a Christian and to believe that Jesus Christ, the whole story, all that stuff, you could give that same information to the next person, and bro, what? That don't make sense to them. For that person to go to hell for eternity over something that, in my opinion, I could be wrong because only thing I know for a fact is I don't know anything at all. To go to hell for the rest of eternity, as if that was their fault, as if that was their responsibility to just make it make sense and believe. I don't think that the creator would do that to us. You know what I mean? And I don't even, bro. We could be on this podcast for literally 6 hours, bro.
Yeah.
I don't believe that anything we do is literally our choice, bro. I feel like we're literally just passengers here. We think that we're the one. We have ego, so we think we're the ones that are actually doing the things that we're doing. But it's kind of like we're GTA characters, bro. There's someone behind us on the sticks. He's the one making sure that certain things make sense to you. He's the one that's making sure certain information gets to you. He's making sure that you do this and this and this. But he's on the sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's kind of equivalent to do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Older or younger?
A little younger.
Okay. You ever played a game with your little brother, bro, when he was real little, and he wants to play with you so bad, but you give him the controller, but it's not plugged in, or it's not really on. So he thinks he's playing and he's having a great time with his brother. He's not really playing, bro. You know what I mean? So we think we're the ones that's like, but there's really someone that is actually guiding us and moving us in this direction, and we like to take responsibility for it as if we are in control of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got egos, man. I got one. You know what I'm saying? My ego thinks I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody telling me nothing. But I know that I am and would be no different than the next man if I had their player on the sticks for me. You know what I mean? So which is why I don't judge. I try not to judge anybody, bro, because I believe I would be no different if I were them.
Yeah.
Maybe not if I was in their position, because I have a soul and mine is different than theirs, and I'm gonna move differently. But if I had their soul and had their upbringing and their life experience and their player, I would have done the exact same thing they did, because they're not really in control of it. You know what I'm saying? We just all here. So I may separate myself for my own personal benefit, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna look down on this person. Or just like with
Right.
you when you was in the bed watching video game videos, right? And you came across that self-improvement video. You stayed and you watched and it lit a fire and you started working hard and you started moving your life in a different way that you believe is better. Most people would look down on the next person who stayed there and think that they're better when you were just gifted. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's this information that's gonna make you better. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
man.
I mean, it's like, I think it's just important to realize that we're all on different journeys, and in part, some of us, once we get to a certain point, we get to choose if we go further on it or not. But now that I'm saying that, maybe we don't even choose to a full extent. Like, I'm at the point right now and maybe this will change. But I'm at the like when I started podcasting and the YouTube channel, like I didn't even before that, I didn't even really know I was gonna like I never knew I was gonna start a channel or like
Mhm.
give my thoughts to like a public audience. But I ended up just doing it, and then I started, and then in it, it was just I wasn't even really, I guess, fully conscious of every aspect of it. But it's like, all right, I'm doing this. I'm trying to help people. I'm expressing my thoughts, and at this point, it's like this isn't like my main source of income or anything right now. Hopefully one day it can be. But, it's like at this point it's like I don't even really have a choice in the matter anymore. Like if I stop, which I physically can't even really get myself to do, then in my ego to in my mind and the frame that it's in, I would be miserable because I'm like this feels like it's within my soul and this is a part of my life's calling. So in that sense, I'm not even really choosing. I mean, like I am choosing to still do it, but I'm not at the same time because like it's just I feel like what I have to do. And you could
Mhm.
look at that as a good or a bad thing, but either way, it's just kind of how it is right now.
I hear that, man. And whether you like, you could stop. You know what I mean? Let's say, but if you stopped, what would it take for you to stop?
I don't know what somebody could offer me that would get me to stop. I mean, it's like maybe if someone came and said, "Here's $100 million," but then I would also think like, all right, well, sure, I'd have $100 million, and you could do a lot of things with $100 million, but I wouldn't be able to do this. And I love doing this. This is what fulfills my soul. I don't think the money is going to fulfill my soul. I think it'll fulfill my egotistical mind and
Mhm.
all of the humanly pleasures and things that I would like. Um, but I feel like if this was taken away from me, like physically, I just wasn't able to do this anymore. Um,
Mhm.
it would just definitely rip something out of me. That wouldn't be good.
Or even more simpler than that, bro. Like there are things that you used to do, you stopped doing, right?
Yeah.
What did it take for you to stop doing those things?
I thought that the new thing that I tried or that I heard about would be better or serve me better and other people in turn than what I was doing before.
Right. And were you in control of that kind of that idea?
Not really. I mean,
No.
it's just kind of. I mean, yeah. To your point before, you get given the information, whatever, and then you're like, all right, this makes sense. But like
Right.
to someone else, it might not make sense.
So to take for you to stop, it would have to be for some reason you thought it would be better to stop doing it for whatever reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're just constantly changing, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
constantly moving. So it's like you right now, and like in your right mind, you don't see yourself stopping.
Mm-hmm.
You and your in your right mind probably before you started doing things that you stopped doing. You didn't see yourself stopping those things either. You
Right.
just came across it could have been a YouTube video, it could have been a friend, it could have been any top it could have just literally just been meditation sitting or something and a thought pops up. That's another thing. That is another thing. We don't gotta go there. But for whatever reason, things made sense for you to change your ways. If you stop doing this, it just something up here happened that
Yeah.
caused you to change from doing this and doing something else. You know what I mean? And that wouldn't be up to you.
Mm.
It's not up to us. Whatever you do, bro. Whatever you do, bro. It's whoever's on your sticks wants it to go. However he wants it to go is where it's gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm a knock on wood. I would never wish this on anybody, but like if the person on your sticks uh because I think the universe is like living through us, you know what I'm saying, as these
Mm-hmm.
as these beings, right? We have different wants and desires, bro. Some people have different things, which is why I wouldn't look down on the crackhead on the street. Whoever's on his sticks probably just wanted to feel the most pleasurable things, like as far as like dopamine release and things of that nature, right? When you look at like a lot of these drugs, and I've like watched certain interviews of people like they've passed, but they've taken these crazy hard drugs. And they say, bro, there's no better feeling on this planet than taking some of these drugs. Whoever was on, whoever was moving them, their only desire was to feel the most pleasurable things that this life has to offer. I will never experience that. I know for a fact I will never experience. Well, I don't know for a fact, but
In your mind
You
right
know,
now, you wouldn't ever
right,
experience that.
right, right. Experiencing that level of pleasure is not worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? Losing it could be my sanity, it could be shortening my lifespan by a whole bunch. That does not make sense. That doesn't seem like an equal trade. People might say, bro, I'm gonna die anyway. Why not feel the most insane? That's whoever was on their sticks, that's how they wanted it to go. You know what I mean? For me, I think whoever's on my sticks wanted me to be the cleanest nigga on planet Earth. He wanted me to, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say he did, but he may have wanted me to see what it's like to be rich, bro. You know what I mean? Go from experience the entire spectrum, because I know I'm gonna appreciate it so much more knowing that where I started, where I came from. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna have you in here. You know, later we're gonna boss you up, and now you're gonna really see the contrast or whatever it is. Maybe he wants me to see the whole world, all the views that it has to offer. Because I really don't care about materialistic shit, bro. For the most part, I like looking clean, but it's not gonna serve me no real value. It's gonna be cool for a little bit, and I'm gonna go right back to normal. But he wants me to just experience what it's like to be him, bro. To have money in my pocket, bro. To be able to travel, have all my people having a great time. We all looking good. We doing whatever the case is. He may want me to hug a lot of bad bitches. That's it. Wow. But the next man, he may look at that lifestyle like that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something we're in control of, Brad.
Yeah.
We just here being moved by where it's gonna go wherever they want us to go, bro. However it's supposed to go. That's my whole kill. Because you not ain't none of us choosing this stuff, bro. You know what I mean? There's so many things I wish I could, like, if I could, I wish I had zero real interest in females, bro. If I'm keeping it a rack, bro. If I'm being honest, I wish I was just I was just here, bro. I didn't care, but I can't help it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't help but so if we were really in control, I would be able to make myself not want to deal with women ever. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it was really up to me, because I don't want to get, hey, this is how I move. You know what I mean? I don't know if you watch my content. People could look at me crazy, but I don't care, bro. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze with these girls. Most times, bro. Most times, you know what I mean. And majority of the times, your life will get worse at some level. But hey, man, I'm here. The Most High made me this way, and I'm just gonna keep moving in the direction I'm supposed to be moving in, man, or the direction that I am moving in.
I heard a quote or something from a song maybe about like girls tricking you out of heaven. It's like maybe like your life is going really good and you have everything you've wanted and you're on your purpose, you're doing whatever. And then a girl comes into your life and it seems like she's like doing the right thing for you, but then it's like it brings along all these problems and stuff like that, and now you're not as good as you were before and you're not as feeling good. But of course, I think all that depends on the type of woman, because there's obviously the right type of woman for you versus the wrong one, and I think most people end up getting with the wrong one. That's why divorce rates are 50, 60, 70% at this point. And this relationship stuff nowadays obviously isn't working. And when I say that, I don't mean don't get into a relationship. I just mean most people are not choosing the right person, men and women both, not just one side.
What do you think the right person would look like?
I haven't found the perfect girl, I guess you could say, if she even exists. But I think overall speaking, somebody who can understand you, and they don't have to agree with everything you believe, but you guys really need to be able to understand one another and support each other. I mean, people always talk about the idea of, your girl supporting you and the guy supporting the girl, whatever, with your goals that may be separate from each other. I think that's important. I mean, so for example, a green flag, for example, from the last relationship that I was in, green flag from the last relationship I was in, I've taken, I'm like, all right, this is what I really like in a girl. She supported me in everything I did. With when I first started YouTube, the second I put out a video, she'd be the first one to like it and watch through it or whatever, and support me with that. Whenever I would do a gig with my band, she'd make the time to come, even if it was like she had to get something done, but she chose to see me instead. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
that, being able to, and then also vice versa too. I think in my last relationship, I didn't prioritize her enough. I was too focused on myself. Because I think there's a balance to it, especially if you're in a relationship. But where I'm going with this is, you can, like, her being able to support me like that, and then you in turn, being able to support your girl like that. I think that's what it comes down to, what it's all about. Because I think there's a lot of people who don't have that degree at all in their relationship, and it's just kind of like, you guys hang out, you cuddle, you have sex, and that's what your relationship is consist of. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
well, where's the meaning in this? Where is
yeah,
anything? There's no
yeah.
connection.
Definitely, I would say it sounds like you had a solid one. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know her. You know what I mean? Just based off of those little things, bro. Or those aren't little things, but based off of the small description you kind of gave of things that she did for you, it sounds like you had uh, a solid one on your team.
Yeah,
Um, I would say it is extremely important to have somebody who supports you or me. She has to benefit my life in some way. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I feel like that is something that most guys never even think about. They think she's benefiting his life because he feels good sometimes when he's with
mm,
her. I know so many guys, bro. They're literally in relationships. They're more stressed. They're more in a lower vibration being with her than if they were to be alone and single. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I got this one man. We have talks. Every time we talk, he's like, I'm like, bro, what's up, bro? How you doing? This girl, man. I'm like, bro, why are we stressing about these girls, bro? Like, bro, and it's over and over, and you would think
yeah,
one would leave. You think one would leave, right? But no, like they don't even care. I don't, my brain can move so fast. I'll say this. Guys, please listen to me. Look at how she is benefiting your life because 9 times out of 10, you could reflect on your own personal relationships. You could reflect on your friends, anyone's. Most 9 times out of 10, a girl coming into your life is nothing but negatives. You know what I'm saying? The only positive you may have is that your vibration is raised. That is a mandatory. That is a mandatory. Some guys don't even have that, bro. They don't
mm,
even be happy. Like, hey, we go out to eat often. We go out on dates. I'm paying because I'm the man. I'm paying. So that is a negative. That is less money in your pocket now that you have this girl with you. Because if you were single, you'd be spending half, and you probably wouldn't be going out as much. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than you'd have more than half of the money that you wasted or spending with this girl, right? Then you have your time. You're spending time with this girl. If you have goals and ambitions, which I hope the men on this channel and stuff like that, or in general do, it's kind of like she's this mate that you have to spend time with. You have to spend time with. She's your girl. You got to spend time with her. So you're gonna go out to the movies. You're gonna go out to dinner. You're gonna go out mini golfing. You're gonna go out bowling. All these things. That hopefully that's things that you like to do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But that is time away from things that you could be doing to advance what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of the times, we don't even be happy with these girls, bro. We're doing it for the pleasure that we get, usually from the cuddling, the sex, some good laughs and times and memories. You know what I'm saying? But those times in proportion to everything else is so small. You know what I mean? I would just say, look at how is she benefiting your life? That is a
yeah,
that is a mandatory for me, bro. That is a mandatory for me. I feel like I'm in control of my sexual energy. I can go without it. You know what I'm saying? I can go without it. I'm not gonna waste my energy and things like that for a girl that is not benefiting my life at all. She need to be, hey, she cooking my meals, she cooking my meal preps. Okay, that's time I don't gotta go to the grocery store, go shopping, come home, cut it up, season, cook that stuff, prep it up. That's time she is saving me. Okay, she's benefiting my life in that way. She could be putting money in my pocket. She could be putting money in my pocket or saving me money in some way. I had one girl, she was editing my videos for a while. Like that is something. And my videos be taking me mad long to edit. She's benefiting my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to look objectively. How is this woman benefiting my life and not just taking? Because that's the nature of, like, that's the climate of the dating world that we're in at this time. Is girls just take. They're here for the fun. You do something they don't like, or whatever the case is, they leave and they go find another dude who's gonna give. So girls get things on their end from the relationship that benefit them exclusively. So like going on a date, you paying for it because you're the guy. She benefits from getting free meals or free dinners, you know what I'm saying, exclusively. The only thing that we usually get is sex. They get that too. And they found a way to manipulate and trick men to thinking that the sex is something that they're giving to us as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm with a girl doing the deed, whatever, she gets 6 nuts or peanuts, right? She may get 5 or 6. Talking with Ken, she might get 5 or 6. How many do I get, Brad? I get uno. You know what I mean? Girls be screaming, hollering, oh my God, all this stuff. I'm not doing that. I don't think most guys are, oh my God, like we're not doing that. Like it feels nice, but it's cool. So it's like the one thing that we're supposed to be getting from all of this bullshit we're doing. You got to go and make it to the approach. You got to chat her up, rizz her up. You got to text her throughout the week. You got to plan the date, set up the date, make the reservation. You got to go and drive and go pick her up if she doesn't meet you there. You know what I'm saying? Most times, you're going to go, hey, I'll pick you up at this time. On some masculine, got to be the masculine guy, right? You take her to the dinner. You're rizzing her up through the dinner. You pay for the bill. You pay the bill. You leave the spot. You drive her home. You drive back to your shit. You just did mad shit to maybe get what? Some box? That's how most guys are moving. And the box is something that we're giving her. She gets 6, I get 1. She's screaming, hollering. I'm not. It's cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's not cool. It's cool. It feels good, like, nigga. That's my whole thing. So I think guys really need to start understanding the value that they have. And once you really understand the value that you have, you will flip the entire script. Everything that is supposed to be, these girls gonna call, hey, for that, everybody listening, these girls gonna call you sassy, bro. I don't care. These girls gonna call you sassy, bro. I don't care, bro. Flip the script, bro. Flip that script, bro. Life gets way better when you start playing by the rules that they're playing with, bro. Once you really understand how the game goes and how humans and psychology and things like that operate, your life gets better, bro. And you actually start to get things from these relationships that benefit you rather than you just losing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's what I was
I love all the points you made, and you know, just so many guys are led by down here rather than the brain up here, right? And the issue with that is you lose a lot and gain a little. I mean, sex can even be one of those things where it's just another short-term pleasure where it's like, you know, what's it really worth? In the coming months after I started my self-improvement journey, I started to, you know, look into and have a more spiritual, I guess, look on life. And after I did it for the first time, I believe the next day I was standing on my porch. It was a nice day out. I was breathing in the fresh air, looking at the trees, looking at the nice sun. And I thought back to the pleasurable moment I had the night before. And I said to myself, you know, that was fun, but man, me sitting outside, breathing in this fresh air, looking at nothing beats this, man. This is life. I was like, this is like that is cool, but it's not life. To me, right? You know, it could be to, you know, other people, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all because it's not. But, you know, I was just in that moment, I was in the present moment in nature. And I was like, this is really what life is about. It's not just like any guys out there that are chasing women. I mean, even if like they try and put up the egotistical mask of I'm getting girls and I'm happy, it's like, it's cool. You want to get girls, you want to do that, that's fine. But I think if you get a guy to own up and give his super deep down honest feelings, it does not fulfill him.
It's
It's
not
it's
fulfilling.
there's no
It's not
fulfillment with that.
fulfilling. And it's funny you say that. If you look at the best memories that you've had, I guarantee you sex never pops into your mind. When you think about the most fulfilling experiences on this planet that you've had, and most like, man, like ones that really stuck with you, not a single sex session on your, like, that's like the best one you've ever had pops into your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm on a journey to try to build as many meaningful experiences and memories that I possibly can. And I know sex is not going to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's nice, it's cool, but like you looking and sitting at the trees, taking in that fresh air, bruh. Or you could be out with a group of your boys or something, and y'all go somewhere and you're being present and you're savoring the moment. I feel like that's the one thing a lot of people don't do that they should probably start doing. Bro, you go out with your friends and you know you don't really do this too often. Savor it. Don't just live it. Bro, look around, take in the sights, take in the smells, bro. Out look at the smiles. You see everybody laughing, bro, and just take it in like, man, like we'll you're never gonna get this day back. You know what I mean? And those things, it's those are things that are actually gonna make you happy on this road, bro. Those are experiences that I think we should be chasing way more than an experience of sexual pleasure with a woman, bro. Because that'd be guys' only motive.
Yeah.
It's a majority of guys' only motive. It's not, oh, I want to talk to this girl because I think she could benefit my life. They're not thinking like that. They're thinking, oh, I want to talk to this girl because I want to insert myself in her because her exterior looks attractive. You know, just to maybe bone, and then it literally gets lost. That experience that you done built up so much in your head gets lost in the rest of your memories. I would definitely agree with you on that for sure. Like, and you literally hit something the night before, and and it was nothing. Literally breathing on your porch felt better than that. You know what I'm saying? At some level.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people can view that as a bad thing, but in my eyes, it's a beautiful thing because I get to have that experience. I have the opportunity to sit on my porch and just breathing the air more than I have the opportunity to do that, right? And I think that's a good thing. And it allows me to feel and show myself what life is really about. And after, the first experience happened, my friends asked me, they're like, oh, how was it? Whatever. And I said to them, I'm like, honestly, hella overrated. And they were like, and none of them did it before. And so they're like, what are you talking about? What's wrong with you? And
It was your
then,
first time?
yeah. And then once one of my friends who said that, like, how that's crazy. How is it overrated? Once he did it for the first time, he came back to me and he said, yeah, that there's nothing special about it. It's like, it's just whatever. And it's just, it's crazy because it's until you have the first experience, and it's fun, it's cool, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but it's until you have that, then after the fact, you're just like, all right, it was cool, it was fun, but now it's over, and I'm living my life, and it's not that big of a deal. But then there's different perspectives to this because someone could do it for the first time and be like, oh my god, that was the most insane moment of my entire life. Everything else in my life sucks. Let me just try to do this as much as possible. And I think that's the mindset that most guys are on because a man who does not have purpose distracts himself with pleasure. And so when you have a purpose and you have goals for yourself and you're working towards something and actually wanting meaningful relationships with girls instead of this, shift your mindset to that, that's when life actually becomes better and everything becomes better.
For sure. And I would say, you're saying you think most people find like the sexual experience like the most amazing thing. I think you could disagree with me on this because I think we probably do come from different backgrounds at some level. At least from where I'm from in the hood, bro, it's not like having sex with girls, but it was never. It's more about the ego boost. It's more about I'm that guy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you having sex, especially like when I was like a virgin and like with like a group of guys as a virgin, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You hyping them up. You like, yo, like you happy for him because you feel like he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so pedestalized. Not the experience, but the ability to have sex with a lot of
Mm.
girls or multiple girls. It's like you're the man if you can, because I guess at some level, it does make sense if you look at it like psychologically or
Right.
something.
On the biological aspect, 100%.
There are other guys, they want to, but they can't get it. So if you can get it from a lot of different girls, you know what I'm saying, at will or something like that, then you're the man. But it was never the experience in itself is like, oh, like it is really, it's low-key overrated. Unless I would say, like, I don't want to undermine sex, bro, the sexual
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Because when you're having it with a girl that you truly love and truly loves you, and she take care of you and you take care of her, and she done been with you through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? The sexual experience with that is way different than a girl you found attractive and then you end up boning in a week or a couple weeks. Girl that's literally done nothing for you, that's overrated for sure. But I would say the sexual experience with someone who, like, y'all really locked in, you know what I'm saying, spiritually, you know what I'm saying, mentally, you know what I'm saying, physically as well. Like, she's all these things y'all hitting on different cylinders for each other. That sexual experience is something that I don't want to say advise guys to do, because it could still lead to your demise. But if you're gonna do it, at least let it be on something like that. Whether it just be like a drug, literally. Like you're
Yeah.
just popping it like a drug. You know what I mean? But
Right.
love is a
Yeah.
drug at some level. But yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
you
But
get where I'm
yeah. I
coming with
mean,
it.
yeah. There's definitely a lot of positives to that aspect of it. I agree with that. Just like the sexual experience is, physically speaking, naturally, for the most part, that's like the closest you can physically get to another person. So it's like
Mhm.
that's that spiritual union, as you can or not view it at that as it as. Um, I think with the right person, it can be a really spiritual experience, and it can be beyond that. Just the physical pleasure aspect of it. You know, Having said that, I want to do another podcast, 100%. But for today,
Of course,
really
man.
appreciate you coming on, brother.
Of course, man. I would love to be back, man.
Where can people check you out?
YouTube is KenLitty, man, or just KenLitty. Um, TikTok KenLitty, and you can find me on Instagram and Snapchat at the real KenLitty, man.
Sounds
That's
good.
it.
Thanks for watching,
All right,
guys.
man.
We'll catch you in
Thanks
the
for
next
having
one.
me, man.